We're still here at LA Comic-Con. Jay Washington here with that hashtag show. You know what? I get to be fans of a lot of people I watch. And this man's character in Gotham took a turn that no one expected coming, bro. Nobody expected Butch Gilzine to really be Cyrus Gold, to turn around and be Solomon Grundy. Also, you know him from Malcolm in the Middle as Cadet Drew. Back in Ponderosa, Drew Powell. We've been chatting up being Midwest boys, him Indiana, me Illinois. So we've been having a conversation before these cameras started rolling.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Always nice to see a fellow Midwesterner, brother.
Hey, man, listen. So we understand it. They don't know about real cold weather out here.
No, they don't know nothing about that.
They be like, oh, it's cold. You be like, this ain't.
It's 57 degrees.
Oh my God, it's brisk. It's a nice evening. I told somebody the other day, it was 40 degrees. I live in the valley.
Yep.
I was like, I had my balcony door open. What are you talking about? They was like, you ain't got the heat on? I was like, why would
man. I just drove from Indiana back to Los Angeles.
Excuse me, what was wrong with you? Who hurt you?
No, man, I love it. It's like meditation. It's like church.
Well, which way did you go is the question.
But I did go the southern route because I wasn't trying to go through those Rockies. Even as it was, I had some little frost on the old on the truck in Flagstaff. So
I drove when I moved out here. I did the Illinois, Iowa, Nebraska.
Yes.
And luckily, one of my best friends rode with me. I was like, this is the state where you want to blow your brains out. No offense. Yo, if you've never driven through Nebraska, there is nothing after you get past Omaha. You're like
the nothingness.
The nothingness. So I brought up Butch in Gotham. First and foremost, what was it like being a part of something that iconic in the Batman sphere?
Man, it was great. It was really unique because the first 3 seasons, spoiler alert, mute the sound if you haven't seen it. But,
if you don't know
by now, I mean, come on, let's go.
Right.
Being Butch Gilzine, which was a new character,
right.
For the show, it was interesting because I'm looking around at my buddies Robin and Corey, and they're all playing these iconic roles, and I'm like, on one hand, I was kind of bummed I didn't get to do that. On the other hand, it was cool to create a character,
right.
that can now perhaps be in the canon. I mean, I don't know how that stuff works, but I'd like to put Butch forward. But then to have the other experience of being this guy, first of all, a character that had never really been done before as in human form, outside of the old kitschy Batman,
the old 60s.
70s, 60s, was terrifying in some level because you didn't want to screw it up because I know how important it is to fans, and B, exhilarating because it's like, okay, we get to create this. What will this be like on a TV schedule, on a TV scale?
Yeah.
So it was cool to have both sides, and now having that Grundy thing. Somebody, in fact, I think it was Robin who said, it's cool. The Butch thing is cool, but now you're going to be forever linked with this really important
you're always,
character. Yeah.
And when you got again, like you say, the first 3 seasons, Butch Gilzine is his own thing. He's Penguin's right-hand man, working with Fish Mooney at one point. But then you find out, we're going to split him this way. We're going to make Butch somebody else. How did you take that when you got that information?
Well, I was glad because, for one thing, I found out I was going to be shot in the head. So, that's about the only way a character's going to come back. is to come back as a zombie. I remember distinctly, I was in my apartment in Williamsburg, and I got a call from John Stevens, who was a showrunner at the time, and he said, 3 things. One, and I'm glad he started with this one. He's like, we love you, and we want you still to be on the show. And I'm like, okay, good. We like to start that. He's like, 2, you're going to get shot in the head, and 3, you're going to come back as Solomon Grundy. And it was like, I think at that point I did the happy dance in my living room. And I was so excited.
Yeah, but normally when you get that first part, look, we love you on the show.
Yeah,
you know the next one.
What's coming.
Listen, we love you. We appreciate everything you brought to the table.
Well, because I got that a year later. So at the end of season 4, they're like, sorry. I was like, wait a minute. I thought Solomon Grundy was the ultimate in job security. Yeah. He can't die. But they found a way.
But again, to bring Solomon, and I'll admit, I'll be open, full disclosure. I was a little hesitant because I was like, which way are we going with Grundy? Because again, we know Grundy, if you read the comments, is this monster. But then they gave Grundy personality.
Yeah.
That was a dope part for me. I was like, I never thought I would see Grundy start snapping out of it and everything.
Yeah, I know. Which was a lot of fun to play. And I also love that the love story between Butch and Tabitha and how they managed to make that work, because that's not typical, right? That's not your typical love story, but it really worked, and it was such a cool way to kind of play on that 4th season. Will he come back? That the love of a woman is the thing that kind of brought him out, and it was I really thought that was well done. I enjoyed the hell out of playing that.
And unfortunately, of course, Gotham is done. But do you follow any of the other DC properties that have been going forward? Like DC has been so expansive in its universe.
Yeah, I when I can, I kind of, because you're in the circuit, you start to make friends with folks.
Yeah.
So I like to follow folks that are on other shows, and I have a new appreciation for what it means to be in a genre kind of project and the extra fun you get to have, because I have a lot of friends that were in Mad Men, or they were in like big time shows that don't get to do this stuff, and they're all a little bit jealous. They're like, oh, I want to do a Comic-Con. I want to have an action figure, So I don't take it for granted. I didn't appreciate it before, but now I do, and I'll be eager to see what's next.
And you know what? Hearing that, you didn't appreciate it before, but do you now? And you're a father.
Yeah, right.
How does your kid feel like, yo, Dad was a super, not just a villain.
That's
Dad
right.
was a super villain.
I know, and I have to tell you, and I was shooting that show in his formative years. So we moved to New York. I think you've seen like 4 and 8.
Yeah.
So, he would come home from school and come meet Dad at work, and I'd take him on a tour of the Batcave. I mean, like, I got a great picture of he and I in the Fight Club, in the ring, and he's hitting me across the face with one of a spiked hammer, So, like, we just have these fun, and to the point where he just thought that's what happened. Like, when dads go to work, they put on a whole bunch of makeup and act like a monster. That's just how it goes. So, but yeah, we look, even now, we look back on those times with such fondness, especially now that we moved back to LA.
Yeah.
So living in New York, shooting that show. I mean, so many great friends with that cast.
Yeah.
That cast was, unusually close, which was really great.
Which is a good thing to hear.
Yeah. So it was, and Leo and I, my son, we still enjoy, I love playing Grundy on his video games, and we've kind of gone into the Marvel side as well, and we watched the whole MCU, all the films, during the pandemic,
Of course.
and so we kind of it's cool to do that side too, and I still feel like not for nothing, it's Ben Grimm is out there, and Ben Grimm needs to be played again. And
I'm
just
literally
dropping that out there.
answered my question I was about to ask, because back in the day, years ago, it was this forbidden door.
Yes,
Where
absolutely.
if you did one, you didn't go to the other.
Yep.
But that door has been kicked open.
Yes, indeed.
And
Yes,
I was
indeed.
going to ask, so Ben Grimm.
He has always been one of my favorite characters.
Okay.
Ever since he was in like the Scooby-Doo commercials,
Yep.
I mean cartoons and stuff.
Wow.
I was like, who is this? So I did some research, and Michael Chiklis, who
Yes,
played
he is in the first movie. Yeah.
He and I had a long conversation. We did a show together last year called Coyote, which was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of time to hang out and talk. And so, he gave me his blessing. He's like, you're the perfect Ben Grimm. It's a character that I love. He's like the classic, best friend, like tough scrapper from the streets, and loyal friend. And I see the resemblance actually to a guy like Butch, right?
Yeah.
And it would just be such a fun honor to get to play that character in some way, shape, or form, in the future.
I don't want to cry as if I'm trying to get you to drop jewels, because we haven't heard about who are the 4 yet.
Yeah.
But F4, I mean, yes.
I would love to confirm or deny that to you right now, but I just know that someday in my lifetime it would be great to play Ben
So
Grimm.
let's do a little bit of fan casting for yourself.
Okay.
If it couldn't be Ben Grimm, then who would it be?
Another character.
Another character.
I think I would. Another character I love, and playing bad guys. I always love Bane. I think Bane is a fun.
I think you do an interesting take on Bane, because we've seen, again, we knew what Bane was from the cartoon we first saw him, and then Tom Hardy version.
Yep. And we had one in Gotham after I was gone.
Yeah.
But that's just another one that that's a good question though. Like, there's so many great ones, over the years, and again, like I guess I understand from like an intellectual standpoint why DC and Marvel had such a fight and there were I'm a Marvel guy, now I'm a DC guy, but now it doesn't make any sense. Like, I remember there was a time when I was on Gotham, I couldn't audition for any Marvel thing. Like, they wouldn't even think about it. And I hope what you're saying is right, because it's time to open that up.
I mean, we're seeing it left and right, but before I let you get out of here, I got 2 things.
All right.
One, what does the future hold for Drew Powell, acting wise or otherwise?
It holds probably a pizza and a beer watching Sunday Night Football. tonight. But if you're talking more long term,
let me tell you something. I don't even want to watch no more because my fantasy teams have had their come to Jesus moments.
My Colts got to win today, so I'm good. But I do have a movie coming out next year called Unbreakable Boy, and it's going to be, I think, March 18th, theaters everywhere. It is such a great film. I'm so excited. It's Zach Levi is in it. I play his. Well, I'm not going to tell you what I play, but I play a character. This movie is about a real family. Mm-hmm. It's about this incredible kid who we met. The family was on set with us, but it's just a sweet film for the whole family. My aunts who got sick of me playing villains are going to finally be happy because I get to play a nice guy. The film is great. Please go see it when it comes out. It's going to be awesome.
Before we let you go from that hashtag show.
Let's go.
We need you. We got you a young.
Can I open it?
Can you? You will. Open this.
I will open it.
Open this.
My buddies at the hashtag show. Y'all know what's up. Oh, look at this. Come on, guys. Zoom in on that bad boy. It's great. And it's like Thomas Kincaid meets Walt Disney.
Turn it on the back. Certificate of authenticity.
What? It is Thomas Kincaid. I swear I didn't see that the first time. It's authentic, y'all. Oh, thank you so much, man.
Tell people how they can find you, bro, when we get you out of here.
All right. Instagram is Real Drew Powell. And Twitter is The Drew Powell. And I have a Facebook fan page, too.
All right, y'all. Drew Powell, Jay Washington here for that hashtag show at LA Comic Con.